Hey guys, welcome to the Musings of Maverick channel. I'm your host Maverick. Today, finally, we are watching season 3 of Kaguya-sama. And yes, it has been a long time in the making here. I believe it's been like 2 years since we watched season 2. By the way, if you guys were here before, welcome back. If you are new here, well, welcome to the channel. Just to give a quick introduction of how I do things, I'll typically have this sort of intro at every episode in the beginning. My blind reaction will be in the middle, and finally I will follow it up with what I call my musing section, where I talk a little bit more about the episode. If it's more like an isekai or a fantasy or a sci-fi, I like to dive deep into like the mechanics or the lore of the world or whatnot, make some guesses and so on and so forth. This is a rom-com, so mostly you're just here to watch along and laugh along, but hey, sometimes I will try to point out some things that I especially like from the episode. But anyways, there'll be timestamp below so that you can just jump to whichever part that you wish. So anyways, yeah, 2 years, right? I seem to recall where we last left off. Ishigami was having lots and lots of character development. We kind of went into his backstory. Lots of people have been telling me he's an awesome character. By the way, I have not read the manga. I've purposely avoided it just to avoid spoilers since I know new seasons will be coming out. I like to do my reactions blind, but I do actually go back and read the manga up to the point where the anime has been adapted. So anyways, we got Ishigami's development. I'm assuming that we're going to be seeing more of Miko as well. People are also telling me that she gets a lot of development, and certainly she lacks a lot of development at this point. And then, of course, you know, we still have our lovable main characters, right? Kaguya, Shirogane, you know, they're just kind of there. We're just there to ooh and ah at their development, right? And that's pretty much it. And then, of course, all the others as well, like my favorite, Hayasaka. Oh, I love her so much. But anyways, enough rambling along. There's not really too much to analyze for this, so let's just jump directly into the episode. Alrighty, guys, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Huh? I guess that's starting out with a bang. Oh. Is this supposed to be a parody of something? Oh, this is like a game over screen or something? Sure. And hey, what do you mean? Look at it, this guy. So we were just talking about Ishigami and Miko character development. Oh. Alright. I mean, it's just ambient sounds, though. That's really nothing. It'd be funny if she was well, not necessarily funny, but I think it would be a lot more awkward if it turns out she's listening to ASMR or something. No prejudice towards ASMR, by the way. I do like it. True.
して。まあそういうところは見習うべきなんだろうな。ストレスもものすごいはずだ。これで癒されるって言うなら、とやかく言うのはやめておくか。ああ、君は偉いよ。とても頑張ってる。そのままの君。君はいい子だ。大丈夫。辛いよね。泣きたいときは泣いていいんだよ。安心して。僕は君の味方だよ。怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い。何これ洗脳？いいのこれ聞いて癒されんの？
Ah, come on, Ishigami. I'm sure. Yeah. Look at all these famous voice actors.
なんか変なサイトのサンプル音声とかが紛れ込んじゃっただけだろ。別にそういうのも聞きたくて聞いてるわけじゃ。君は優しいね。誠実な子だ。今日一癒された顔してんじゃねえか。ああ、もうダメだ。
You should give it a try, Ishigami.
人に聞かれたら僕なら死ぬ。キュート、キュータ、キューテス、キューテス。
藤原先輩。
ぶねえ。
あれ、なんか知らない人の声が聞こえた気がしましたけど。
僕なんか喉の調子が悪くて。
ミコちゃんが音楽聴いてる。何聴いてるの？軽いヒーリングミュージックですよ。
いや、だいぶ重かったよ。
ごめんね、勉強の邪魔して。
Oh.
ちょっと待った。
何よ。
なんていうか、二人に相談が。いや、僕的には深刻な悩みなんですけど、応援団にツバメ先輩って人がいて。聞けや！せめて冒頭くらい聞けや！そこまで僕に興味ないか。
Ah. Such a good guy.
でもまあ、藤原先輩にだけなら聞かれてもダメージないかも。篠宮先輩や会長に聞かれたら死ねるけど。
Alright, and then Speak of the Devil, they're gonna come in right now? I knew it. Talk about a cliche.
どうする？もう素直に指摘するか。そうすれば全員バレという最悪の事態を防げる。でも
じゃあさっきの聞こえて。おー、これゴールデンチップですか？ええ、スリランカから直送していただきました。ミコちゃんも一休みしたら？いえ、私はまだ。
Oh.
今あいつを守れるのは僕だけだ。
So what is he going to play then? Ah, such a bro.
石神くん、多分イヤホンジャック外れてる。
あるある。
何ですかそのすっとんきょうな曲。
僕のこの失態を見ればいいのも危機感を覚えてジャックを差し込み直すはずだ。これで秘密は守られる。本人も気づかないままに。
石神は本当にそそっかしいわね。こっちまで恥ずかしい。
好きに言えばいいよ。僕が勝手にしたことだ。感謝されたくてしたわけじゃない。これでいいんだ。
じゃあ私勉強に戻りますので。
Wow. I mean, no judgment, right? No judgment. Hey, I see Hayasaka there.
LINE デビュー。先日ついに果たしたスマホデビュー。それは同時に LINE デビューを意味する。
かぐや様、スマホとにらめっこしてもうかれこれ2時間くらいですけど、早く返信した方が良くないですか？
別にそんなに焦る必要はないでしょ。メッセージをいつ見たかバレてるわけでもありませんし。
No, they know.
返信が遅れても今メッセージ見ましたとか謝れば済むことです。
Yeah, she doesn't know about Yep.
LINE では相手がトーク画面を開いた瞬間、自分の送ったメッセージが既読になり、それを知らせる文字が表示される。相手がメッセージを確認できる便利な機能ではあるが、読んでいなかったの言い訳が通用しない恐ろしい仕組みなのである。
There are some messaging apps that's used in the world that cancel that feature, but Line doesn't allow you to cancel that.
などと言おうものなら、嘘は即バレ、スマホにかじりついていたことまで露見する可能性がある。早坂は迷った。既読のことをかぐやに教えるべきか、黙っているべきか。だが、黙っていたことがバレた時の面倒さを考える。
Nah.
かぐや様、LINE というのはですね。
会長からまたメッセージ。
即既読。
相手のトーク画面を開いてメッセージを受信した瞬間、相手に既読通知が送られてしまう。今まさにあなたの画面を見てましたと教える行為。
即既読。やっぱ見てるよな。
会話の最中でもない即既読など、ただの監視宣言、もはやストーカーの域である。
最初と2通目のメッセージが送られた時も
You know, even though this is a rom-com and all that, this is actually a really big, true problem.
この窮地に気づいていないのはお前だけであった。
かぐや様送る時はちゃんと今見たって言うんですよ。
わかってるわよ。あ、藤原さんから
早坂は
メッセージ。
説明しないことを選んだ。
Really? I thought Hayasaka would have been like all up in her business about this.
なんですこれ。え、この既読な2文字、もしかして藤原さんに返信すると長くなるのよね。返事は後でいいわ。あ、石上くんと飯野さんからも。どう反応すればいいの？学校とキャラが全然違うわ。
She's like super genki.
かぐや様、LINE の返事は先に来た方から返しましょう。
そういうものなの？
はい、それがマナーです。
早坂は
Yeah, that's
嘘をついた。
ああ、わかったわ。会長が先ね。わかったわ。
今見ただと。なぜそんなニューニューの嘘を。篠宮は既読を知らないのか。だとしても知らないままの方がいいな。
スマホの通知画面にはメッセージの冒頭数行が表示される。
This is actually going really in depth into this. You know, honestly, like, I'm from Taiwan. We also use Line as well. This is all like super true etiquette stuff that we all have to face here.
そんなの好きなやつ相手にしかできない。
そう、これはかぐやから行為を吐露させるに十分な材料。だが、もしもスマホをスリープオフ設定にし、トーク画面を開きっぱなしにしていたなどと言い訳されれば、連続既読にも今見たという発言にも筋が通ってしまう。
That would still mean you left your phone open on that chat window, though.
しかしトーク画面を開けば既読通知が飛ぶ二律背反。
痛いよ。メールで送れてもあるが、不審に思われる可能性もある。だったらグループの方で聞けばいい。グループトーク画面を利用すれば既読はつかないからな。
既読？あ、また飯野さんからメッセージが。既読スルーって何？
会長から電話ですよ。早く出ないと。
ちょっと待って。
Is she going?
何のこと？
早く出て。
よう、篠宮。元気か？
会長、ご用件は？
篠宮は LINE 使うの初めてだろうし、いろいろ説明して篠宮、既読ってわかるか？アプリ上でメッセージを表示すると、相手に既読通知を送る機能があってな。まあ相手がいつメッセージを読んだかわかるんだよ。そのメッセージが送った瞬間に既読になったんだが、これどういうことだろうな。システム上トーク画面を開いていなければ通知はつかないはずなんだがな。全部一緒
How are you gonna get out of this one, Kaguya?
全然違うよ。
Oh, it's Hayasaka.
かぐや様のメッセージは家の者が PC で検閲できてて、だからすぐ既読がつくことがあるの。
そんなことあるの？
上流階級では当たり前。かぐや様が2時間もずっとスマホとにらめっこなんてあるわけないじゃないですか。
Although honestly, that's your fault.
以降白金はかぐやにメッセージを送るのがめちゃくちゃ億劫になった。
私もしかして嫌われてる？返事来ない。
本日の勝敗 B の藤原石上の敗北。
This card's really good too. Although actually, was that what that said? I need to go back and check if that was actually Discord. Or is that localized?
そういうの性差別って言うんですよ。
まためんどくさいこと。じゃあ言い直します。石上くんは人間としてだらしないです。
より切れ味が増した。
別にこれそんなに重くないじゃないですか。石上くんはもっとお肉を食べて筋肉をつけてください。社会に出たら生き残れませんよ。
まさかのマッチョイズム。そうは言っても僕は男ですから、女の藤原先輩より筋肉ありますよ。
ねえニコちゃん、腕相撲しませんか？いいですけど。じゃあ行くよー。せーの。石上くんもしかして私のことをただのインテリ系清純ガールだと思ってるんでしょ？
Probably not.
私は自身のケアを怠っていません。虫歯ゼロ、週末は代々木公園でランニング。寝る前の30分筋トレを欠かさない低糖質系ロカボガールなんですよ。筋肉だって石上くんみたいな引きこもり系ニートボーイに劣るわけがないんです。
言ってくれるじゃないですか。僕こう見えて中学の時は体育会系なんすよ。さすがに女子供に負けるほどやわじゃありません。
そうですかそうですか。
Let's arm wrestle.
全生徒会腕相撲トーナメント。
やったろうじゃないですか。全
腕相撲説明不要の腕力勝負。己の肉体と筋肉でただただ強い人間と弱い人間を決するだけのゲームである。
試合は1位と最下位を決めるトーナメントで行います。
別に一番だけ決めればいいじゃないですか。
ダメです。白黒はっきりつけます。弱いやつが自分の弱さを自覚せずのうのうと生きてるこの社会は一度リセットすべきなのです。
怖っ。しかし腕相撲か。ということは篠宮と手と手を。
This guy.
腕相撲トーナメント開催決定。抽選の
You do you, dude.
ような組み合わせになった。第一試合石上 VS かぐや。
レフェリー、ちょっといいですか？
なんでしょう。
私本当は左利きなんです。
そうなんですか？普段ペンとか右手で持ってますよね。
それはそうしつけられているので、ですが力は左の方が強いんです。
この場合はどうしたらいいんでしょう。
僕は左で構いませんよ。まあ男ですから。それくらいハンデがないとお話にならないですよ。
ありがとうございます。
I feel like Ishigami is gonna get.
レディーファイ。
岩なんだこの人。押しても引いてもびくともしない。あれ篠宮先輩のこんなもんですかって目怖っ。
かぐやが弓道部で使用している弓の強さは15キロ。これは一般的な男子高校生が使用する弓の強さである。加えて長年の押し手でぶれない筋肉を獲得している。平均男子以下の筋力しかない石上に勝機はない。
よいしょよいしょ。
篠宮先輩の勝利。
Although I'm actually really curious about Shika's strength.
篠宮が勝ったか。なら俺も勝たねばならない。第2試合、白金 VS 藤原。相手は藤原。さすがに女子に負けるとは考えづらいが。今まさに石神が負けたところだからな。
会長、フェアプレーでいきましょう。
分かって
それではレディー
ゲス
Oof.
意外と強えじゃねえか。
レフェリー、これはありなんですか？ありとは？藤原さんの手を持つ位置です。会長に比べて藤原さんが持っている位置は指先に偏っています。手の先端を持てばテコの原理で力が加わりやすいのは明らかですよね。さっきしてるとき、さりげなく指先に持ち手を移動してました。これでは藤原さんが一方的に有利ですが。
Dang.
藤原先輩。ほらやると思った。そこまでして勝った。せこい。息をするようにズルをする。録画しておいたんであって本当に
I feel like we saw this before in the board game, right? Back in season 1 in the board game episode.
これどうぞ。
Oh, that means we have a battle of the weeks as well, right? We also have to determine third place and fourth place. All right.
ちょっと終わらせて仕事に戻るぞ。
ええ、そのつもりです。
Alright, he's too nervous. Huh?
すごい気迫です。
両者一歩も引かない。プライドとプライドがぶつかってるんだ。
これは危険ですよ。どういうことですか？二人の異常に蒸気した方を見てください。アドレナリンの過剰分泌。今二人の筋力は人間の限界を超えているんです。このままじゃ
Is that why they're blushing though?
そんな。どうしてそこまでして頑張るんですか？
一見すると死闘に見えるこの試合だが
I knew it.
ほどほどだった手を繋いでいるこの時間に意外と
Oh my god.
勝つつもりがない篠宮相手よりちょっと強い力で応じこの位置をキープ最終的に勝つ気ではあるがこれは普通に勝てると判断した白金両者試合の引き延ばしに入っていた
They didn't get work done today, did they?
程よく負けましょう。さすがに汗もかいてきましたし。汗？私の
Ooh.
接戦を制したのは篠宮先輩。やったー。第1回マッスルクイーンは篠宮先輩です。
Come on, let's have the third and... Oh yeah, there's a last place, so there is going to be a third and fourth place match.
かぐやさんのことは今日からこう呼ぶべきでしょう。
King...
筋肉姫。
Yep. Yeah.
最後のトルクは見事だった。文句なしにお前の勝ちだ、篠宮。
Come on, I just want to see the third and fourth place match.
マッスルクイーン。
She's like, my delicacy.
勝敗
Ah, they're not gonna show us, aren't they? Oh wow. I'll bet probably the results are shown like in the in a manga or something, or maybe at the very end here. Anyways, I'm assuming this is the new this is a new opening. Oh yeah. Okay, I am liking this vibe. I think currently I prefer it more to season 2's. Giri giri, eh? Okay. Which translates to like just barely or just safe, something like that. This is actually really a bop. Do we see the result? Yep. Really? I actually really thought Chika would win. Alright, alright. See you guys after this. Well, guys, so 2 years in the making, and we definitely return with a bang. A little bang, actually, considering the opening sequence of this. But yeah, anyways, it is definitely just as high energy and as fun as we left it. You know, just to quickly go over two of the short stories here. I mean, the muscle one, yeah, that's kind of whatever. Chika kind of had it coming, but then again, I actually did think that she was going to win against Ishigami, considering she mentions that she does train, whereas Ishigami, it doesn't seem like he's done much training since he entered high school, right? He's pretty much been a NEET, if you will. Although, I guess we can't really say that, because he has been doing some stuff. And I guess some things from his mid-school does carry over. But still, I actually would have thought that Chika would win there. But, alright, whatever. And then the first story, of course, with the, no, it's just Ishigami being a bro as usual. I don't really think there's too much to comment on that as well either. It was actually, you know, the fact that Miko was actually listening to those sort of Seiyu CDs was definitely more even more funny than if she was just listening to some ASMR or whatnot. But I do actually think those two are on pretty much the same level, especially if the ASMR is more like voiced ASMR versus some you know, unintentional or scratching or things of that sort. Honestly, I would have pinned Ishigami as one who would be into ASMR and make some kind of reference there. But I guess when, I'm not quite sure. When Kaguya was released, yeah, AMSR was already getting to be quite popular at that time, right? When the Kaguya manga was released. So, maybe a missed opportunity there, but then again, it did give us the opportunity to listen to some pretty cute moi moi kyun kyun songs, if you will. But you know, that's just classic Ishigami. Alright, and by the way, I went back and read the Japanese tester, so he actually was talking about Discord. So that's actually a nice little reference there. I'm not quite sure if, because Discord was actually, was it popular? I feel like it was popularized in the last 5 years or so, but that also pretty much sticks to the time of when you know, when Kaguya came out, right? I mean, obviously, it's been around even longer than that, but I feel like it hasn't really gone into the mainstream since then. I still remember the early days when people were using like TeamSpeak and Ventrilo and stuff like that. But yeah, that's definitely more from he's coming at from this from a gamer perspective, right? Nor people who don't play games or aren't into like some dedicated communities of anime or some other fandoms probably don't know about that. But since we're all like anime watchers here or manga readers here, I'm sure that most of this audience knows what Discord is. And then I guess the main thing or the main thing that's really sort of interests me and I feel like is done absolutely brilliantly is actually the second story, which is the sort of line messaging one. So again, this is a concept where I'm sure that it exists in the West as well, right? I'm not an iPhone user. I'm not sure how iMessage does it, but certainly in WhatsApp, there's a feature where you can turn this off. You can turn the red features off so that they won't receive it and you won't receive it. At least that's how I believe it worked. It's been a while since I've used WhatsApp as well. In the another common messaging app, WeChat, which is used by China and lots of other places, in China influenced places, that one doesn't have a red feature. At least not the version I used. Whereas in Line, it has to be there. You cannot turn it off, and it's actually an entire etiquette in itself. You might think it's something stupid or whatnot, but it's true. There's all these talks actually on forums and whatnot as to like what is the correct etiquette, or it ranges from, okay, you're how should you treat messages from your boss or whatnot, your coworkers, from your crush, or if it's it's an actual boyfriend girlfriend situation, like a relationship situation, what is the etiquette for that? It's like an entire thing in of it itself, and I love that they actually went into it, and it's really relatable, I gotta say, as a person from Taiwan who in Taiwan, Line is also the most dominant messaging app here. Like everybody uses it over like iMessage or WhatsApp or whatever. So we use Line, so it's the exact same scenario as this, and indeed people do use the notifications and the pop-up dialog boxes on Android phones so as to not have to read, not to send the red message, or there's other etiquette things like if you don't want to leave them on red, but you want to acknowledge them properly later, but you're busy, people would purposely leave it there and not open the message or things like that. It's really funny because different people have different perceptions of this, right? Is it better to not read it at all and just leave them hanging there for, like, if there's somebody that you kind of want to ignore, is it better to just not read the message at all? Or is it better to read the message but not reply? Or is it better to read the message and then do what we call what we call here like ending the sentence, right? A period, if you will. So it's like responding with something but ending the conversation there as well. Like there's no real commitment to having a further conversation there, like just like a one word reply or something of that sort. So it's really funny, and I love that they went into this entire concept here because it's brilliant. I do actually think it's quite the brilliant little thing to use, and it's so obvious, but it works so well in this situation, particularly because Kaguya is such a such a ditz at using these electrical appliances and technology and whatnot. So I love it. I love how they use it. And by the way, like, that is absolutely true. The fact that somebody is staring at it and you see the read message pop up immediately, like, that's a surefire sign that the other person is interested in you. All right, so that's something that most people actually do try to avoid as well, as not to seem so desperate. It might not even be a case of trying to one up each other, right? It's just like not wanting to appear too desperate or whatnot. So it's absolutely true, and I don't know. I just love that they incorporated like real. I guess it's actually easy to incorporate in a way because it's something that we face in our everyday lives of using this app. So I do sometimes, showing my age, I do sometimes wish that we could go back to like the SMS days and whatnot, and the days before instant chat. I do feel like I don't know. Obviously, instant chat is great because you can always spend a lot of time there, message them, and you can instantly go back and forth. But I do kind of miss the old days actually of wooing and gradually weaving through this relationship status through SMS, through text messaging, where you actually have to, you don't really do like one-liners or whatnot because it costs money, right? So you try to like form entire paragraphs of text. Actually, you want to utilize like the full text length of a single SMS text, and then you send it and go back and forth with that. And the phones of old, it wasn't really that easy to type as it is now, right? There's no like swipe typing or whatnot. whatnot. So it would take a lot more time in order to actually go back and forth with SMS. It was actually much more preferable to just call the damn person. And I don't know. I just feel like it resulted in a much more intimate experience overall because of that. So it's something that it gets your heart pumping, and you cherish those moments where you actually, okay, should I call them or not, or when the call finally, when someone does call you and you're like, oh, and your heart like is thumping, and then you feel that adrenaline rush and whatnot. I do sometimes kind of miss that, not gonna lie, but hey, it is technology, and if I reminisce that too much, I'll be accused of being a boomer or something. But I do kind of miss the sort of pureness and the sort of the non-instantaneous sort of communication, which forces you actually to use an even more intimate and closer sort of communication methods, such as calling the person or just going out and meeting them and chatting with them in person. So that's just like a quick observation there. But anyways, I'm kind of rambling here, but I absolutely love the way that this particular episode was structured and the concept matter at hand. And I guess finally we should talk about the opening theme. I do actually think it's my favorite so far of all 3 seasons. Actually, I can't quite remember the first season's opening theme. What was it called? It was Love Dramatic, right? Yeah, but so far I am liking the sort of general vibe of this opening song even more. It's not quite like as loud and as in your face and as cheery and poppy as like maybe the season 1 and season 2 openings, but the general like vibe of it really gets you like wanting to dance or whatnot, more so than season 1 or 2. Am I the only one who thinks this way? Let me know, right? So anyways, great energetic start to this season, and we are going to be having so much fun throughout the season. I can't wait. I will see you guys in the next episode. So until then, bye bye.